Welcome to myprojectbazaar.com. Let us see the project title. The title of the project is a methodology for direct and indirect discrimination prevention in data mining. Let us see the abstract. Normally, the discrimination is the prejudicial treatment of an individual based on their membership in a certain group or category. It involves denying the members of one group opportunities that are available to others. There is a list of anti-discrimination acts, which are laws designed to prevent the discrimination on the basis of the number of attributes in classification rules in the view of making automated decisions like loan granting, denial, insurance premium computation, personal selection, etc. At first sight, automating decisions may give a sense of fairness. Classification rules do not guide themselves by personal preference. However, a closer look on realizes that classification rules are actually learned by the system from the training data. If the training data are inherently biased for against a particular community, the learned model may show a discriminatory prejudiced behavior. In other words, the system may assert that just being foreign is a legitimate reason for loan denial. Discovering such potential biases and eliminating them from the training data without harming their decision-making utility is therefore highly desirable. One must prevent data mining from becoming itself a source of discrimination due to the data mining task gathering discriminatory models from biased data sets as a part of the automated decision making. Discrimination can be either indirect or direct. Direct discrimination consists of rules or procedures that explicitly mention minority and disadvantaged groups based on the sensitivity discriminatory attributes related to group membership. Indirect discrimination consists of rules or procedures that, while not explicitly mentioning the discriminatory attribute, intentionally or unintentionally could generate discriminatory decisions. Redlining by financial institutions is an archetypical example of indirect discrimination, although certainly not the only one. To eliminate these disadvantages, the proposed system introduces the anti-discrimination methodologies to prevent the biased decisions on the dataset. The proposed system prevents the data discrimination without affecting the data quality. Let us see the flow of the project. At first, here the original dataset is taken from the file folder. The file folder contains the dataset. The dataset is here used is adult dataset. The adult dataset contains the data of a user and personal details of a records. So all the records are contains multiple attributes. Then the dataset is extracted. Here the extractor process mentions the importing the data from normal text file to SQL server. So we cannot perform any operations as in the text files because it is a complicated process searching in the file. So only we are converting the data set into the SQL server. Then the data should be analyzed. Then the discriminatory decision rules are applied to the data set. The later process is the identifying the discriminatory attribute. The discriminatory attributes leads to the discrimination of a particular user. So a group of users can be discriminated using this list of attributes. To reduce the discrimination, we perform the anti-discrimination. To provide the anti-discrimination, we should first measure the discrimination level. Each attribute has been its own level, so the discriminatory attributes which we have already found should be measured here. Then the data should be transformed. The transformed data set is the final result. So here then we consider the data analysis and the non-discriminatory decision rules are also applied. So the non-discriminatory decision rules in the sense association rule hiding is applied. So only the blocking technique is used here. The blocking technique used will reduce the users which are in the discriminatory level. So here we consider the data distribution. Then only we can prevent the discrimination. We should then modify the sensitive rules. So only we can eliminate the discrimination according in the dataset. Finally, we should modify the dataset according to the discrimination eliminated attributes. Here the association rules are applied to eliminate the discrimination, and finally the data set is modified according to this association rules. So the final output of project is a data set which contains the discrimination free data set. So here the data quality is not changed, but without changing the data quality we have obtained the anti-discrimination. Let us see the demo of the project. Here at first we should choose the data set. The data set should be extracted from the text to select the data set. So here the personal details is a adult data set. When we click the extract data set, the data in the text file are extracted. Here the file name and file size, the number of users, that is the number of records is shown. These are the extraction details. Then we should click the list. The username and the corresponding user's salary is shown. Then when we click the user profile, it will show the extracted data. So then we should click the next. Here we must see the load data set. So when we click the load data set, the extracted data all are shown here. Then the anonymized salary has been shown. Here the anonymization is performed for the salary. So the salary can be changed from one format to another format, that is without changing the data quality. We must hiding the data. Here the salary is hidden likewise greater than 50k and less than 50k. So in the above table we can see that the salary is as it is, that represents the original salary of the user, but the below table that represents the converted salary, that is anonymized data, which is in the format of less than and greater than. So the data that user can be categorized as less than 50k and greater than 50k. We can say that less than 50k as minimum salary and greater than 50k as maximum salary. Then when we click the next button, it redirects to the next page. So here the clustering process is performed. So the clustering, in the sense here the clustering is performed based on the salary, the minimum salary and maximum salary. Minimum salary represents the less than 50k users. The users who are under the category less than 50k is grouped as a cluster. So these clusters holds only the minimum salary users, and the maximum salary represents the greater than 50k users, that is the salary who are under the category greater than 50k is categorized in the maximum salary cluster. The next process is the anonymizing the age. So when we click the minimum salary anonymizing data, here the age is anonymized, so but the age in the minimum salary cluster has been applied for the anonymization. Then when we click the maximum salary anonymized data, the users who are under the category maximum salary, then the later anonymization for the age is applied here. In previous, the data set contains the age as it is the original numbers, but here we have anonymized the age as old and young. Then we must click the anonymized nation. Here the nationality also anonymized under the category of minimum salary and the maximum salary. So the clustering has been performed for this, the anonymized nationality. So here the minimum salary anonymization for the age and nationality is performed. The nationality contains the foreign worker and Indian worker. So we have converted that as yes or no. So here the yes or no represents the foreign worker or not. Then we should click the next button. Here the discrimination measurement is shown. When we click the record length, it will show the total number of attributes in the data set. When we click the compute age, the corresponding measurement is shown here. The age contains the 53 frequencies, and the supported value 1 and support value 2 represents the calculation based on the age frequency. Then the confidence value is calculated according to the support value 1 and 2. Then we should compute the nationality. It will shows the age contains 3 frequencies, and the corresponding support value 1 and 2 are shown. The confidence value is calculated as usual, the support value 1 and 2. Then when we click the compute salary, the salary has the 397 frequencies. Then confidence value also calculated likewise, support value 1 and support value 2. Here the first represents the discrimination calculation before the prevention, and the right side it will shows the discrimination prevented data set calculation. So when we click the record line, the attributes is not changed, and the compute age it will shows the 2 frequencies, because after applying the discrimination it will show the only 2 frequencies. So the corresponding confidence value, support value are. Then when we click the compute nationality and compute salary, they also contain only 2 frequencies because these attributes are anonymized. So when we perform the anonymization, the categories has been shortlisted. So before anonymization, the age contains 53 frequencies, but after the anonymization, the age contain only 2 frequencies. Then we should click the next button. Here the decision making process is done. When we click the show direct data, it will show the data as it is. Then when we click the view status, it will show the status of the user, whether the user loan has been approved or rejected. When we click the show overall decision, the decisions has been shown here. Here the one represents the approved status, that is, if the user has the decision 1, the loan has been approved for him. Otherwise it contains 2. So the user who are all contains the 2, they are all under the category of rejected users. When we click the next button, it will redirect to the next page. So we should first click the overall decisions. Then we may categorize the salary based rejections and age based rejections. These number of users are rejected based on the salary. So the discriminated users are these users. Then the age based rejections are shown here. Then when we click the next button, here at first we show the age based rejected users and prevented users. Here in the left side it shows the discriminated result, that is the age based rejected users, but after performed the anonymization, the users who are all prevented are shown in the right side. Likewise the salary based rejected users also shown here. Then the salary based prevented users are shown here. The right side process all the anonymization applied, that is anti-discrimination applied users who are all prevented users, that is these type of users are eligible for the loan, but in the previous data set these users are rejected. Then we should click the chart. It will show the chart. Here the decisions before the discrimination prevention and decisions after the discrimination prevention is shown. The number of users approved has been increased after the discrimination prevention. When we click the next, it will show the salary based prevented users and the age based prevented users. So here it shows the rejected users and after applying the discrimination rules prevented users. In the y axis it shows the number of users. Thank you.